So Lea, you're also a role rotation instructor, and swapping roles, learning both roles is a big part of your empowerment journey as well for you and for everyone you teach and you engage with. Um, I guess what are some benefits of having both roles in your dance repertoire?
Well, so many benefits. You know, in a dance like bachata, when you have leader and follower, that's
Mm.
also a big problem, because it's amazing to be a follower. It's amazing to be a leader. It's not the same issues, with one role or the other. So for
Mm.
me, if you dance both, you will learn to educate yourself in both. And then so many solutions will just come naturally.
They
Because
appear.
when you're a leader, you have to feel what it's like to follow, to feel what you're leading your follows.
Yes.
So does this make me feel uncomfortable as a follow? Yes. So I will never lead that. For me, it's really, there are some moves I will never lead. Never, because as a follower, I hate them. So
Yep.
why should I lead them? It has
Yes.
like nothing to do. And for a follower to be a leader, also to understand, okay, this can be tricky. Okay, this is not okay. For setting boundaries, I think learning by doing both roles is
Yeah.
one of the easiest solutions to this problem for me. Putting oneself in the other shoes, that's easy. And then you understand, like, you don't have to explain, you just do it and you understand.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
would say, for me, it's really about feeling empowered
Yeah.
first and feeling as a dancer. I feel that when you dance bachata or any dance like that, you have to connect with someone where there are two people minimum. It's always frustrating if you just dance one role. For me, it's super frustrating because I'm a dancer. I mean, I danced my whole life. I was dancing alone. Everything was fine. And then I got to bachata and I was assigned this role as a follower.
Yeah.
And I had to follow. And for me, first, it was super difficult to let go, to be like, okay, I let you decide for me and lead me moves that maybe I don't want to do. I just need to like switch off my brain now and to let you do the work. So for me,
Hmm.
this was the first challenge, which my God, so many years I needed to get over this challenge. And still sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to do this move, or this is not my musicality. I want to do something else when I follow.
Yeah.
So it's super frustrating. So for me, the first thing is to be a complete dancer. You're a dancer, you have to know both roles because for you it's gonna be a different experience if you know both. You're really gonna know the dance. If you just do
Yes.
one part, you're missing the other part. So it's frustrating. Then of course you can choose. You may prefer one role, or you may prefer one role in that moment, or to with that person. That's completely okay. But this is the first thing, to really know the dance technically
Hmm.
much better first. And then, of course, it's also because I wanted to empower myself
Yeah.
because I felt sometimes, as a follower, I was in parties, I don't know, there were so many followers and everyone waiting in line. And, you were like this and waiting. And I hated waiting. I had no patience. Or sometimes you feel you're not invited.
Yeah.
And, I was like, why should I be there waiting where all the leaders are like, all the followers are jumping on them and they want to dance with them and you're like just sitting that someone invites you, or when you go invite someone maybe they will say no. And I
Mm.
was like, that's okay. They have the right to say no. But then, okay, I'm going to wait 10 more minutes. And what do
Yeah.
I do? And for me, when I go dancing, I was not at the beginning really in the mood to really socialize and talk the whole night. If I wanted to dance, I wanted to dance.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
first, I decided, yes, okay, I need to try leading to see if I can dance more. And also, the third thing was also, I felt always this kind of, not always, but a lot of times this kind of strange vibe between women,
Hmm.
at parties. I don't always felt the kind of sorority I would have expected from women. And I saw that
Yeah.
sometimes women were watching themselves and no, I'm gonna dance with that guy next. And you're wearing this or you look like this. And as we were not dancing together because mostly followers were women,
Hmm.
I felt I missed this part, like being with women, like having fun with my friends. I made friends in the bachata scene, and I
Yeah.
was like, I cannot even dance with them. That's
Yeah.
so stupid. I want to dance with my friends.
That's what made me want to lead, is I can dance with my girlfriends.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's a whole other level of fun when you dance
Oh
with
my
your
goodness.
girlfriends,
It
you know?
is.
and you're so happy when you dance with them. And all my girlfriends, when I dance with them, it's like, my God, we need to do this all the time. And yes, we do it because we have fun, we feel safe. So for me, it was a bunch of reasons. I was like, okay, so many reasons. And of course, to get my freedom back, I wanted to feel so free when I go to a dance party. I can dance with everyone. I can not dance. I can dance also follow as a lead. I do whatever I want. And that for me was the major benefit, to feel empowered, to feel free, and
Mm.
not to depend on anyone.
Yes. Yeah, because it's such a when you go to a dance event, I'm there to have fun. I want to enjoy myself. So if I have to be on guard, right, I need to jump up at the right time to go and ask someone to dance because there's more leaders than followers today. That doesn't give me good vibes. Doesn't give me that puts a kind of a pressure or a kind of a negative energy on what should be a really fun night.
Yeah.
So when you remove that barrier and say, no, I can lead, I'll learn to lead, then you never miss anything. You can engage, as you say, as much or as little as you want, but you get to decide.
Exactly. And when you also someone, I think a lot of people now are also super sensitive, and we feel the other person's energy also. And I think
Yes.
that it's amazing when you feel a person's energy and you want to dance with this person because you're going to feel safe, and you're going to feel good no matter what the dance will look like. But you're like, okay, I want to dance with that person. And on the contrary, some people you're like, don't come close to me because I
Yeah.
feel your energy. Maybe you're nice. Maybe it could be a nice dance, but I feel that I don't want to dance with you. And
Mm.
also to have the right, not to feel pressure to dance because you feel like otherwise you won't dance the whole night. So you have to say yes. For me, it was also an empowerment instrument to be able then to say no to
Yes.
something. So
Yes.
for me, it was also a way to do row rotation that I can say no, I can say yes, and I know I'm gonna dance, it's gonna be fine. So I am not pressured to say yes anymore.
Yeah, you can put your comfort ahead of someone else's ego, I guess. You're not going to hurt someone by saying no. We all
Oh,
experience being told no, and it's fine. We
yes.
get, we get over it very quickly. We ask someone else to dance.
Exactly. And I learned also to receive a no, when I
Yeah,
started to lead, because I went to some people and I guess some people looked at me like, you're a girl leading? I don't want to dance with you. And I was like, okay, too bad for you. Bye.
yeah.
And no, it's fine. It's okay. Like, no problem. No ego, like hurt, nothing. It's just how it is. And I think when you dance row rotation, you really begin, or at least when you dance both roles, because rotation and dancing both roles for me it's something
Yeah.
different. I will explain the difference in 1 second. But
Yeah.
when you dance both roles, it's really like, yes, you don't have your ego hurt anymore because it's okay. Everything's fine. I don't know how to put it in better words, but for me it was really it's like a weight like went away, of my chest, and I was like, okay, I know I can do both, and it's me who decides.
Mm. Yes. Yeah. It gives dance is a space where there seems to be all this power floating around. Someone has power, someone takes power, someone has to relinquish power. But in an ideal dance floor, we all have our own power and it can just sit within us, sparkling away happily. And what you're describing is the best way I know so far on how to get that sparkle.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about row rotation.
So the difference, because people have been dancing both rows since forever, so it's not something new, okay? But what is new about row rotation? So the creators of row rotation are Felipe and Tiago,
Mhm.
so from Spain and Portugal, and they created also this whole movement, because of course they were two men dancing together, so it created a lot of hate, misunderstandings from a lot of people. So
Mhm.
with the movement of rotation, it's not only dancing both rows, it's also all the values of inclusivity and a lot of other values, respect, that come, along. It's not just dancing both rows, but row rotation in a nutshell is really about being able in the dance to naturally switch roles. So it's not that you can choose, okay, this dance I lead, this dance I follow, but it's during the dance you switch. And this is something completely for me, it was mind blowing when I learned about this because I was like, it's so much more fun and dynamic because you have to be really connected because you have to
Yeah.
understand. when the switch is happening, because you have two ways of changing roles. Either
Mhm.
if you're leader, you can give the lead, or the follow can steal the lead.
Mhm.
So it's really one or the other is going to happen. You don't know when, you don't know how, and you can decide, but the other person can also decide. So that's
Yeah.
cool. And if the follow wants to lead, you have to give the lead. You cannot say, okay, I'm staying with, no, no, you give
Yeah.
it, then you steal it back. And it's a game, and it
Yes.
makes it so much more fun, I would
It,
say.
it sounds fun just hearing you talk about it. Like you have to be constantly connected with each other and paying attention, and that sounds great.
Yes, and also then for the rotation, then they did also some, for example, styling class and all about gender stereotypes, and all of this cannot exist anymore. For styling, they don't say man or lady style anymore. They say styling, because it doesn't make any sense. All the gender separation that existed
Yeah.
until here, when you dance through rotation, it doesn't have any meaning anymore. So for me, it was also about the values of rotation to say styling is styling. It's for everyone. In
Yeah.
the dance, your lead, your follower, you can switch. Uh, no one cares what your gender is, what your sexual orientation is. Like none of this does matter here. It's just two people dancing together, or three or four, or how many you want. And it's really this. It's about the dance, really the dance. Not all the things that come into the dance world that sometimes are good, sometimes bad. It depends
Mm.
for everyone.
It
But
strips
it's
that
just,
away.
yes, it's really the essence, and that I liked. And first, for the technique, you improve a lot, and you really you become a complete dancer. And then really when you dance for a few years and you go to socials, and I was dancing already for, yes, 5 years, I guess. And I was kind of getting bored. I was like, I know I'm not my best level as a follower. If I danced, I took more classes, I could get better, but I was stuck. I was like, I don't have really the motivation. I don't want to compete. I don't want to like do shows or whatever. I just wanted to go to socials, and
Hmm.
I had to find a way to make it more dynamic. And for me, the solution was obvious. It was like, well, that's the big part that's missing in my life. And now with rotation, and when you don't expect, you go to a social party and you dance with someone, and then at the end of the dance, for example, a guy comes to you and he comes like this, and I'm like, oh my god, wow, I'm so happy I
Yeah.
can lead. And they come with a big smile because they've
Yes.
seen you dancing as a leader or doing rotation, and they just come, and then you start leading them, and then they take over and they lead, and it makes so many surprises in the dancing scene, and when you go to parties, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
It sounds it. I think we all need to get a dose of role rotation in our lives.
Yes, I mean, I'm a firm believer, so I won't say anything negative about row rotation. I cannot, because for me that's really the future.
Mm.
I understand some people told me, no, I cannot be a follower, or I cannot imagine, like, for example, men saying, I cannot imagine myself dancing with another man, because of course they have this idea of what bachata or bachata central is like.
Hmm.
And I'm like, well, you're missing out. And I really hope this mentality is changed with time, and that maybe people that start just doing one class just to have fun, just to
Yeah.
try, maybe they will go with the girl and they just switch roles to try. And then they understand, okay, it's not about like creating something more, but
No, it's
this is where,
dancing.
yes, it's just dancing. But
Yeah.
it's a way of changing mentalities also. And I know in some countries, for example, I've been in several events in Germany, and where I've been in Germany, they're amazing. I went to this party at New Year's Eve in Cologne, and I think everyone was dancing a rotation. And I saw so many things that I've never seen in Geneva, for example, or in Lausanne or in Switzerland, and was like, it's amazing. Okay, it was a rotation event, but still there were so many people. I was so surprised in a good way. And for
Yeah.
me, I pictured it in my mind. I was like, this is my ideal party. I hope one day in every party, every social I go, it will be like this.
Wow. I
Yes.
hope so. Yeah, because when you have men say I couldn't dance bachata, blah, blah, blah. When men say I couldn't dance bachata central with another man, I just think, well, are you? Maybe I don't want to dance with you then. I mean, if you could, I kind of think if you can't dance with your sister, then are you blurring sensual and sexual, perhaps? Maybe that's more of a check, you know? Do, do why are you dancing? It's a dance. We're dancing to dance, not to any sort of romantic connection. It's an energy connection.
And this is what understood then, that some people come with other intentions, for dancing. And
Back to
for
that,
me,
yeah.
it's bad. It's like the people that only invite the good-looking people to dance, for example. It's all about this vibe. You say, okay, why are you really dancing? Are you here to find someone? And so you like say, okay, all the men, no, I don't dance with them because I don't want to have something like as I don't know, sexual or romantic with them. So I just don't dance with them. So why you're here? And for me, yes, those people, if I meet new people and I understand they're like this, my dance, I don't even know if I will accept to dance with them. And if I do accept, I will be super careful of all the signs if I don't feel safe, if my boundaries are crossed, because I still have this, I'm super optimistic and think all the good in people. I try to see the good in people. So I mostly give a chance. I always say, okay,
Fair.
unless really the person I feel like the energy I am like, no, like all my body says no, I don't force myself.
Mm.
But then if I feel like, I don't know, I have never seen this person before, this person invited me to dance, let's see, I give this person a chance,
Yeah.
even if I heard something like this. And then I'm always trying to say something to hope to educate people. That's always my hope, saying a sentence that something will be planted, little seed. That's always my hope.
Yeah.
And now that I am starting to get a reputation as an anti-harassment contact person, like people know if they come to me, like they have to be careful, because I'm not gonna let you do whatever you want. I'm gonna be there and like make you responsible, and I'm gonna remember you. So it's like,
Yes.
be careful. But I'm giving a chance, and I'm like, some people, it's just that they have this misconception of what dance is. But then when you talk to them, some of them, not the majority, but some of them, there is hope. There is just this unconsciousness that they just need to be educated, and
Yeah.
to be ready to be educated also. And then with a good way of talking to them, some things I think they can understand. But
Yeah.
that's optimistic of me, not everyone.
Yes, but I think it's important to stay optimistic because
I
it's,
think so.
and people will come to think, okay, so Lea is the anti-harassment champion. I better watch myself around her. But hopefully they'll start to think, wait, why am I only watching myself around her? Surely I should be applying the same standards to everyone I dance with. And that will be another way that good messages, good learning, good practice will hopefully spread and grow.
Exactly. That's exactly what my hope is. That's then people start thinking for themselves and be
Hmm.
like, okay, there is this person doing this. Why? Like, why is she there? Why does she exist and does
Yeah.
this? Okay, maybe there is a need. And then talk to people and, spreading the word
Yep.
slowly. I think that's really my hope. And this is why also I'm mixing, rotation and doing this, because for me, it's the same fight in two different ways, that are still, there are bridges between them. And
Yep.
it's two ways of educating people, because when I dance, people see me dancing both rows. And when I don't dance, I'm advocating for those values. So, I'm always trying to implement my values, but I'm not forcing anything. That's who I am. It's just that now I don't accept not to live according to my values anymore, because I feel that in the dancing scene, and I know a lot of people are doing the same, because I've got so many people talking to me about this, that some people are just living to values that they're not aligned with. They have their own values, but they don't dare to really say no, to really say, I don't want this, or I want this.
Yep.
That's, for me, that's the core problem, that people think I am not, I don't know if it's good enough, or if it's uh, uh, yes, I'm no one to say my opinion and my feelings, and if I do, no one will do anything about this.
Yes.
This
And
is
this
what
is,
I can change. Yes, we can do something about
yes. Yeah. And it's just a reflection of the current culture we have that people think that well, they don't think they know from experience that they're going to be limited in what they can and can't say. And that's something I've started doing as well now. I'm no longer willing to not speak up if I think something needs to be said. And it it's a process. I'm still getting to grips with it because there is that idea of, or the threat, risk, I'm not sure, but there is that risk of being pushed out of some places or being disliked or suffering consequences for advocating for something that should be so obvious.
Yes.
But
Yes,
but it's worth it. 100%
of
worth
course.
it.
And the more you start saying things, the more you will receive also support, because of course, some people are going to try to push you away, to discredit what you say always. But then there will be people saying, oh, I felt the same. Oh, I had the same experience. Oh, I can help you because I know this and that. And then the community starts, yes, showing some solidarity also with what you're living, and you're starting to feel not alone anymore. You feel, okay, I'm not the only one, so
Yeah.
I can speak up because I will be supported. Like some people are there behind me and helping me and
Yeah.
pushing me to like live my truth. And this is also what is helping me, because I don't feel alone in this. If I would have felt alone, I would have just said, I don't dance anymore. I will find myself something else. I will continue with solo dancing, and
Mhm.
that's it. And I heard some people doing that. They told me, yes, I quit social dancing because I was not feeling safe. I had no solution. I just stopped. And I feel
Yeah.
that's too sad,
It's such a
when it's
shame.
your passion.
Yeah. Yeah, to feel pushed away. But I mean, thank goodness you didn't get pushed away and you didn't walk away and you stayed in it and have grown into the empowerment champion that you are. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you, but it's just because, I don't let go, and I'm a fighter, and when I believe in something, I really felt this was kind of, I really believe in destiny, and fate. And for me, if I had to live the things I lived, it's for a bigger purpose. There is something
Mm.
behind. And when I did this festival and I had some comments of people supporting me and my work, and I was like, okay, this must mean something. It's not just like coincidence. So I,
Yeah.
I said, okay, I need to keep going now. But in some points, I also was a bit hopeless. And I was like, it's not going to help. I went to some festivals and I really felt bad. I didn't enjoy my evenings. I was like, what's the point of all this?
Mm.
And sometimes, I mean, self-doubt and doubt in general is superhuman.
Yeah.
And I think as a woman, I always go back to the fact that we as women, I don't say, I cannot speak because I'm not a man, so I cannot say, how they feel. I have no idea. So I also respect, because I know for men it's not easy. I don't say, okay, but I can only speak from my point of view and my experience. And for me as a woman, I feel that I have even more pressure that comes from other things than dance.
Yeah.
It's from all that what I've learned as a woman, as a little girl, that I still have, this little girl syndrome, that you cannot say what you think, you have to be quiet, you have to be good, you have to be this and that. And it's something, I'm 30 now, I still have it, and I'm learning how to get rid of this and
Yeah.
saying, if I speak, some people will say, oh my God, you're crazy. You're out of your mind, or you're always angry, or my God, what is this? And I don't want to talk to you because you're completely crazy. And I'm ready for that, because I know some people expect from a woman that she's just beautiful and quiet and doesn't say anything. And I'm like, I don't care what now. I'm like, I don't care what they think of me, because of course there are going to be those people that are going to say this. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I know my value and I know why I'm here. And as long as I have this message I want to say, some people are going to listen, some people not. That's okay. I'm ready. It's a fight. I feel that for me, at least, it's my fight as a dancer, as a woman, as a feminist. I'm here for that. Otherwise, I think I would already have quitted dance.
And we are here for you, Lea.
Thank you. And I'm here for you also.
Thank you.
Bring this together.
Yes, this is it. We are in it together. And the
Yes.
more women that start to find their feet and find their space and their voices, it's only going to get better. And eventually, I really believe it's not going to be a fight. It's just going to become a process. And it will start off difficult, and it is difficult, but over time, it's going to get better because who doesn't want people to feel safe? Or who doesn't want someone to feel safe? Like
Yes. I think that's
at
the
the
word
end
you
of the
can use.
day.
Yes, yes, that's really my favorite word, because for everyone, everyone wants to feel safe no matter who you are. So if you
Yeah.
use that word, it's not a fight anymore. It's about safety. But in how do you say? in the back scene, so like behind the scenes. For
Hmm.
me, it's a fight because it's not normal yet. But
Yeah.
then it's not a fight that I want to go and insult people. It's not that kind of fight. It's the fight for like safety and love, basically. So it's for
Yeah.
me the most beautiful fight, and I want it also not to be a fight. So just it's something that people just educate themselves like for every other topic they do. It's the
Yeah.
same. But behind you need some people that push and push. It's like every fight in everything in life, we always need people that are ready to push,
Yeah.
because if you're only there and be nice and be like, yeah, could you please? Some people will understand that way, some people not. So then you have some people that are there to say, okay, now this is not okay, and you have to stop doing this. This behavior is no, like learn the word boundaries, educate yourself. Otherwise, you're not coming back.
Yes.
And after a few maybe years or months, I don't know, I really hope that it's gonna become just normal. I think so.
Yeah.
I think we were just late
We're
in
just late to the
the
party.
bachata. We're just late. That's
Yeah.
my hope.
But it is gonna happen. It's gonna get better. And I think you're right to use the word fight at this point because it is, because you've got to fight for space. You've got to fight for organizers to listen, to kind of go, well, why should I engage with this? My event is fine, it sells out. And it's getting people to see that it doesn't matter how good your event is, there are problems. Like at any given night, there is not a night that goes by where someone hasn't felt uncomfortable or had their boundaries crossed. You just don't know about it.
Exactly. That's exactly the point.
Empowerment in the dance scene is something we are starting to see more and more of. Row rotation is it's not super popular everywhere yet, but it's growing, and it's values of inclusivity, and it all feeds back into empowerment, back into speaking up and setting our boundaries. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to me today.
Thank you so much. It was amazing.
Thank you for listening to the Empowered Dancers podcast. If there's an aspect of the dance scene you would like to hear about, or a particular teacher you would like to hear from, drop me a message and I will try to make it happen. Make sure you subscribe to get every episode as it comes out. Thank you so much for the comments and questions you are already sharing. I really, really appreciate it, and I look forward to serving you in next week's episode.